Hi, loves. I hope all is well. I just wanted to touch base. I had a couple of clients today that we just had these really in depth discussions about frequency because they were feeling very frustrated with not fully, I guess, comprehending what, in the spiritual community, everyone's always talking about frequency and raising your frequency and raising your vibration, all these things. And they've been feeling a lot of symptoms, like physical ascension symptoms. So while we go through this transition, think about it in a sense of, we are expanding our consciousness, and through that conscious expansion, we are opening ourselves to a higher frequency. And it's never been done before where any being has shifted from one frequency to a higher frequency in a physical form. So this is a once in a lifetime thing for each of us. And you have to make sure that you are grounding. People don't talk too much about the grounding aspect of this higher consciousness and this conscious expansion, because that is such a vital part of it. Think about it in a sense of bless Gaia. Earth is divine feminine energy, and that's where we ground into. So you the way I do it, it's I visualize this red beam of light coming from the core of the earth up through my feet, through my root chakra, meeting in my heart center, and a white light coming from the universe, divine masculine energy coming through the crown chakra and meeting my heart center, because our higher heart chakra is the core of us. We are beings of love and beings of light intrinsically. So we have to make sure that we are grounding into that authenticity and grounding into that place of being safe and secure as these, expansive beings during this shift. And when we go through this mass transformation, it's a very individual thing and a very intimate thing to each of us, but it's also a collective thing. So we are all doing this, and it will look different and feel different to each of us according to the life that we've lived so far. So we were incarnated, or incarcerated, should I say, into a 3D energy, into a 3D place. And we are shifting into this 5D, this new earth energy, this light body energy, this expansive consciousness energy. And we are doing it in our physical form. So March has been a lot, like the theme of March was purging, releasing, shedding, surrendering. And surrendering is such a pivotal part of our healing process. So taking this time to, do all this inner work and create space for this light energy to form within us and to help us with this expansion. It's not something that there's, a how-to on. It'll be very different for each of us because of our human experiences. So ebbing and flowing and being transparent through this shift is such an important part of enabling ourselves to go through this and saying yes to this transformation, saying yes to change, and allowing ourselves to move away from the 3D, allowing ourselves to surrender attachments to the 3D where we were holding ourselves hostage, basically, and not allowing ourselves to expand because of outside programming and all the bullshit that, we've experienced and seen, and, 1,000 years of war and hate and all this kind of garbage. And now we are, so the way my team shows me is we came out of this 1,000 years of violence, of toxic divine masculine energy, where it was a power struggle, where there was hierarchy, where there like all of that nonsense. And now we stepped into this harmonious energy of a 5D energy of an expansive consciousness where there's balance with divine masculine, divine feminine, and we are absorbing that, I guess you would say. And we're not used to life being easy. We're not used to peace and harmony and just feeling good and all these kinds of things. So the 3D ego, which has been kicking and screaming all for the month of March, trying to hold on, because the 3D ego cannot create new experiences. It only has attachments to experiences that we've experienced in our human life, in this life. So if you've had a hard life, if things have not been easy for you, and so on and so forth, like personally, I have gone through a lot in my life, and this healing, has been a very long process for me. And I'm at the point where I have healed, and I am still healing. I always say I'm healed, but I'm also healing, because we don't know until we know when things come up that, oh, that needs a little bit more love and attention and healing. But really taking the time to allow yourself to be in this place of ebb and flow is so important, because it's helping us to integrate this high frequency, this 5D energy, or this new earth energy, where we can be and experience all these amazing and wonderful, abundant things. And stepping out of the thinking mind and really allowing your heart to be that guiding force, where it's like, I may not humanly comprehend the big picture, but I know within me, and I trust within me, that all of this change is for our betterment and for the highest and greatest good of all of us. So being grounded and using healthy tools like meditation, that there's so many things we can do for ourselves. Breathing exercises, meditation, movement, like there's so much we can do for ourselves to really integrate this high frequency. And even just like using mantras and affirmations, like my body, mind, and heart effortlessly integrate this high frequency energy for my highest and my greatest good. Like saying things like that to support your body and your mind and all these things that are doing this shift, so that we feel safe and secure in this transition and in this expansion, knowing that the higher perspective that we are tapping into, the energetic expansion, the bigger picture, is part of our healing and part of our new lives that we're stepping into, because we're creating this energetic shift through each of us, whether we know it or not. So not everybody is aware, but everybody is going through this change. And when you are a conscious creator, you are consciously allowing yourself to do what needs to be done in order for you to shift into this higher frequency and higher perspective and, expansive consciousness, where your power, who you are, the fullness and the wholeness of you, because we are not these limited small beings. We are source and skin. We are the heart of the universe, and having these human experiences, which that's what we've come here to do. We've come here to expand and, be part of this whole shift, this whole awakening, and it's a beautiful thing. So step away from fear, step away from things that don't feel good to you, step away from things that don't resonate with you. You'll know what is yours by how you feel about it. So if it's peaceful and comfortable and, joyful and all these amazing things, then that's for you. And if it's hurtful or doesn't feel good, or you feel like you can't just be yourself, then it's not for you. So make sure you're taking that time to really tune into your authenticity and ground every single day, however you need to, whether it's taking a walk in the forest or, hugging a tree, meditation, whatever keeps you present, whatever keeps you in your heart center and feels like it's, feeding your soul. Like I always say, I go into the woods because I lose my mind so I could feel my soul and to quiet the mind, right? So it's so important for you to ground and draw on that energy of blessed Gaia and bring in that energy of the universe and meet in your core, because this is what is leading you now. Okay?